Hey guys, in today's video I just want to talk in general a bit about how you can maybe win more solo queue games and how I'm able to carry a lot of my solo queue games, some tips and tricks on how you can maybe climb better. But I mean, the most obvious thing, right, going into solo queue is always play damage characters, right? Play damage characters is the most important thing. And again, I currently broke back into the top 600 as a solo queue player. I'm back to over 2,000 points. And you can see, I'm going to show it, like, I had 2 days ago an insane win streak. I won so many games. I went like 30-2 or something in 32 games, so absolutely insane. And always solo queue. As you guys now pretty much only play solo queue. And I'm always able to get to like 2,000, 2,200 points every season. I sometimes get top 500 later into the season as well, like as right now I'm top 600, which as a solo queue player, it might not sound like something amazing, top 600, I mean, that's not that insane, but as a solo queue player, that's quite the achievement. Still, again, solo queue players do struggle quite a lot compared to how easy it is to rank up at certain levels. When you play stacks match, right, when you play as 2 or 3 or even 5, obviously you can get much more, much higher. So how do we win more solo queue games? Okay, play damage dealers, right? Damage dealers is the most important thing. All-arounders, speedsters, attackers, and then there's also defenders who do damage, right? In general, we don't want to play support, and we don't want to play tanks who do no damage. So first, like choosing the character, obviously, right? Choosing the character is very important. That's the first thing you want to do in solo queue. And there's certain things you can do. So what I do is I pretty much play almost every character, and that just allows me to have a better understanding of like what my characters can do against certain Pokemon and what my, Pokemon is good at. Compared to, there's also people that just play one character, right? They only play one Pokemon, and they might struggle, like, certainly sometimes understanding how many things you can do. But in general, if you want to climb solo queue, I think in general, trying to play 3 or 4 characters is very important, right? I think that's a good character pool, 3 or 4 Pokemon you are confident with. And it should be a mix. So it should be mixed between melee, ranged, and junglers and laners, I would say. So you always want to have 1 or 2 laners you can always play, maybe some more frontline characters as well, even if you don't have to play tank, but like Blastoise, Trevenant, Machamp, some more frontline. If your team is very backline heavy, those are things that can help you a lot. So if you're already 4 attackers, maybe you don't want to pick a 5th attacker, right? And in general, of course, jungling is the best thing to rank up with, right? Jungling is so overpowered, and you play all these carry Pokemon, like I'm here playing Gengar right now in this match. Junglers are OP. Jungling is OP. So you can always try getting jungle, and if you don't get jungle, you can also always lane. Of course, you can also climb as a laner. I also, that's why I started playing Absol. Absol is a great laner for solo queue and helped me climb a lot as well. And I think it's just always important you still understand how to play jungle, because if your team doesn't have a jungler, you're gonna have a hard time. So make sure that you can play every role, jungle top, and then find a good character pool, right? That's just like the one thing. And let's just talk about like how we win more solo queue games. We just have to be very efficient, right? We have to be smart. We have to be efficient. We have to have very good Unite move usage. That's like the most important thing. Your Unite move has to achieve something, right? Unite moves in Pokemon Unite, as the name says, Pokemon Unite, are the most important things. So resourcing your Unite move well is literally the most important thing to win games. So how do we use our Unite move? Use it either to get an objective, that's the main priority, right? If you're ahead in the game, your Unite moves go to objectives, right? You want to get an objective with it. And the second priority is, if I get a kill here with my Unite move, can I score 50 points or something? Then you can also decide to, use your Unite move. And then if you're behind, how do we use our Unite moves there? Probably killing an overleveled target. That's how, like, I come back into games. It's just, when the enemy have an overleveled Pokemon, I will try to kill it. I will just try to kill the overleveled Pokemon and get away with it and get myself a level lead. Like, level leads are the most important thing, right? Levels are the only resource of actually being a stronger Pokemon, right? Like, another MOBAs, you have gold and items. In this game, it's purely level based. So the higher level you are, the stronger you are. I pretty much always try to be at least level 13 on Zapdos, which just allows me to win late game teamfights as well, right? The higher you are, the more damage you will do, the tankier you are as well. And it just allows me to be able to have that edge in the last team fight. And also, I use my camera a lot. I think if you watched my streams or my games before, I try to have insane map awareness. Like, that's also very important. Understanding where are your opponents and where's the next play you can go for. I always look at my minimap, understanding how the enemies are trying to rotate. Can I catch someone on rotation? Where's the next fight going to be? Do I want to fight actually? Do I want to avoid the fight, go somewhere completely else? So I always try to read my map as much as I can and try to understand my opponent's rotations, because then I can adjust my own game, right? You always have to adjust your game towards your opponents. So, is there Rotom on top lane? I'm probably just gonna go score bot lane. Like, this is also something. Rotom is the most useless thing ever. Rotom literally just does not matter. If you want to win games, you don't prioritize Rotom whatsoever. People will just die over it for no reason. Some people will blow their Unite moves even though Dread is about to spawn. And it's just not very wise. It's just not wise at all to do that. So yeah, Unite movage, Unite, like how to use Unite moves is the most important thing. And Dread fights can still be more. There's always people going to it most of the time at least. You can get more kills. But yeah, Rotom, besides the last Rotom, they should not never be a priority unless you're losing very hard, right? If you're losing early game very hard. But even then, again, killing golds is very bad, right? Like I always don't try to necessarily kill golds unless I have to. If my team wants to have a small overscore, then obviously I try to go for a big one. But yes. So very, very important. Unite. I think Unite move usage is the most important thing on how to win more games. Straight up. And there's like always people like, but Chris, I get so many AFKs and trolls in my games. I can't climb. It's just very wrong to say because if you're not trolling or AFKing, there's a chance that 5 of your opponents compared to 4 of your teammates, right? So there's always a higher chance over like a long course of games, the enemies will have more AFKs than your team. If you're not the one AFKing, right? It's just pretty simple, basic math. 4 against 5. 5 players, if you don't know who they are, they have a higher chance of having someone who's AFK or trolling than your team, since if you're not the one, you only have 4. So much less, one entire person less of chancing of being, just a troll or something. Besides that, yeah, I think map awareness is super important. Of course, then out just being good at the characters, right? You want to practice your Pokemon a lot. I think that's also important to play like 3, 4, 5 Pokemon. Of course, you can play one Pokemon, but if you then have to play something else, you might struggle a bit if it gets, picked away by someone else. So also, you don't want to play bad Pokemon in lane, right? Even I try to avoid it. Sometimes I do it. But in general, you always want to play Pokemon who are strong in lane, right? Or strong in jungle. So I do play some Gengar lane as well, but that's because Gengar just has such insane solo queue snowball potential that even someone like Gengar you can actually potentially play in lane. So yeah, of course. And then pressing buttons well, right? Okay, I press my buttons well. That's another reason why I'm able to climb. I just have very good accuracy on my abilities most of the time at least. And I just understand, like you kind of have to think about how are your opponents playing the game. Well, what would you do if you had like the enemy Cinder Ace? How would you rotate? Thinking about it. But people are very aggressive and greedy, so you can always get people on rotations quite easily. They don't really respect vision. I think people in Unite are very bad at playing around vision and understanding where someone is supposed to be, like here right now. Like this chase of my opponents is very bad. Sadly, my Dream Eater misses on the Aegis Slash and I actually die. It was still a pretty bad rotation by them. If I get the Aegis Slash on my Dream Eater, they actually just get a triple kill. Sadly. Actually, in the end, I died. Dying before Zapdos is also a huge mistake, as I just did here. You always want to be up at Zapdos, and you want to have your Unite move up, right? So, as long as you have that ready, you're good to go. And then farming. Farming is so important. Again, I'm always level 13, 14, 15 on every Zapdos fight. Doesn't matter if I lane, jungle. If I'm jungle, always 14 or 15. And if I lane, I'm always at least level 13. So this was a huge mistake right here. Something you should not be doing. Was a bit too risky there. I got a bit unlucky, but yeah. Can always take Unite move in now that we have our Unite move, and I can still look for a last on Zapdos. But yeah, that was a bit a bit bad in the end. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions as well about like how you want to climb, let me know. Obviously, want you guys to help and become better SoloQ players, cause it's difficult, right? I mean, it's for sure a difficult game to slow queue in, but if you understand how SoloQ works, you can 100% climb. And you can get very, very high still. It gets very frustrating at some point because the higher you climb, the worse your teammates get to balance out your high points. But it's a nice challenge as well. And actually the most important thing is to not tilt. Not tilting, that is the most important thing. That a lot of people just, when they have a bad early game, they start playing worse as well. Like it affects them how bad their teammates are, right? And I pretty much, at least in 99% of my cases, I try to win as hard as I can. Even if the game looks very, very bad, I just try to win the game as much as I can still. I barely surrender vote unless I pretty much only surrender vote if I feel like the game is super annoying to play and all of our goals are down and I just feel like it's time to just, not want to waste another 4 minutes on this. But besides that, if the game is still, you have lost 2 goals, all the goals up, every game is winnable, right? Zapdos exists for a reason. Almost every game is winnable. The less games you surrender vote, the more games you will also start winning. There's a high comeback chance in Pokemon Unite. So, yeah, it's very important not to tilt. Of course, it's easier said than done. Like, but as soon as you notice that the the gameplay of your teammates is affecting your own gameplay, just take a break. It's very, very important to take breaks. I can't really take breaks as a streamer, but if you noticed, oh, my teammates are just making me play worse because I can't concentrate on my own plays, take a break. Come back another hour later, play the next day again. Very, very important if you want to climb solo queue is to just, have a good mental and try your hardest to win every single game, and just don't give up. And also, just don't care about what your allies do. Don't be affected by it. Just go through with it. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!